We spoke to 12 undecided voters who live in marginal seats in New South Wales, Victoria, Western Australia and Queensland to find out how they feel about the upcoming election.
Definitely cost of living is at the top of our list.
I've noticed the cost of living going up and up and up.
Student fees and like HECS debts and the indexation of them.
I have a mortgage. The thing that affects that is the interest rate. That's something that's on the top of my mind.
Housing, I've got kids and I want to make sure that they've got the opportunities that we had.
They're almost at a point now where they just don't believe they will ever own a house.
And the perspective has shifted from being like, I need to have enough money so I can eventually buy, to I need to have enough money so I can keep up with rent. It's kind of become like the new mortgage.
Prices of things grow a little too much.
And that's not being matched by increased wages.
The climate change thing is a bit scary.
I'm worried about these Chinese warships going around Australia. I'm worried about anti-Semitism getting a little bit more stronger.
I've got a lot of friends who are in country areas and you drive 10 minutes out of town, you've got no internet.
Internet out here is terrible.
The health industry is going up by 4%. I'm not very impressed by that.
We are foregoing health because we can't afford it. And none of us wish to pay more taxes because we can't afford the cost of living.
I think actually Labor.
Greens, Labor, Liberals last.
Usually I vote Liberal, but this time around I seem to go One Nation.
Usually Greens dominant or Labor dominant.
I'm not expecting that I'll be putting any of the Greens or Liberals or Labors very high up because I think the government does need a big overhaul.
I'm undecided still.
I would say I'm committed to Peter Dutton at the moment, but I do keep a fresh open mind if someone were to do something silly or do something stupid.
I've voted both ways. I've voted Greens. I even not voted. It's dumb or dumber.
I don't usually go for major parties.
I am probably leaning more towards Liberal at this moment.
Mr. Dutton has come up to quite a few talks where I've been to, and he's been well respected. He always says that he's a friend of Israel.
He seems like an unlikely leader.
I don't have a preference to vote for him. Haven't heard many good things. Anthony Albanese as a person is quite a nice person.
Seeing him at Mardi Gras, that's a positive. Seeing him in Brisbane during a flood and not at a fundraising event in Sydney, that's pretty good.
I feel like he hasn't led Australia down a bad path, and only being one term, I would like to see him take a second term and maybe do a little bit more for the nation.
I half suspect I will vote away from both of them.
I can't remember the last time I looked at Liberal and Labor and thought, I'm going to vote for this guy.
I've looked at some of the policies of the minor parties and they're amazing, but they are just not realistic and achievable.
They're never going to win, and it's just like a wasted vote.
The Greens, I wouldn't really vote for them.
I tend not to really go towards those teal parties.
I haven't really gravitated towards the minor parties.
I think it's important to include them in there so that it's not just these big bullies.
Have looked at Greens, lovely list, not a chance.
But Pauline Hanson has her views of a lot of different things. She wants it to be one nation, and if the big parties can't do anything about it, you've got to go to the small parties.
In one way, it's a really good thing to have somebody with an independent voice. So you've got somebody there who has no alignment to a party on either side of things. And hopefully, therefore, if they come up with a bad idea, it's going to be a waste of public funding or whatever the case may be, there's somebody there with a level head that will say no.
If I was to be a predictor of it, it would probably stay with Labor.
Mr. Dutton from the Liberal Party might get in.
I won't be surprised if there is a lot of voter dissatisfaction and we end up with a bunch of minors or independents in.
Whoever who can get the RBA rate to come down, because that is the number one thing that people think about.
Albanese would win because he just seems to be doing all the right things. I feel Dutton's maybe just a little bit of a strange cat.
Albanese will win.
I have this really bad feeling that the Liberals are going to take down Labor.
People sort of get tired of the same government and they want to change for change's sake, not because the next person is going to be better. And I worry that's why Peter Dutton's going to be elected in the next election.